I haven't been perfect since starting YouTube, and I've wanted to make a video talking about my mistakes for a very long time. If anything, for new YouTubers or up-and-coming YouTubers to learn from them, so you don't go down the roads that I once did. Starting out a channel on YouTube this day and age is damn near impossible to gain any kind of traction whatsoever, especially in the realm of YouTube gaming. But even a few years ago, it was hard as well. And I've noticed that what a lot of YouTubers tend to end up doing, because I was one of them, was creating videos, I guess, hating on other YouTubers just for the sake of hating on other YouTubers. Not having any kind of other ulterior motive, not having really a direction or a plan, but just strictly making a video to get attention by just hating on someone else. And it works. I mean, I've talked to other YouTubers about this, and it's a legitimate problem this day and age on YouTube with all the harassment claims and weak-ass bullying claims that people have. It's something that is coming up more and more often because smaller channels in the realm of YouTube gaming are finding it harder and harder to gain any kind of leverage whatsoever. So instead of trying hard, working and editing and making videos better because they know the YouTube algorithm is not going to share their crap, they end up defaulting to what is going to get them attention, what is going to bring views to their channel. They go from talking about a video game and getting 10 to 30 views on that video to trashing another YouTuber and getting hundreds of views on that video. And for a channel that's tiny, that could really make an impact on how they go about creating material going forward. And that's a YouTube problem with the algorithm and how it shares things. It's almost in a way manipulating people into forcing their hand if they want to get attention by trashing other channels. And it creates this whole mantra of just junk on YouTube where people are just hating on people. Now, I say I used to do it. People might be listening to this and say, well, Smash, you still trash people. That's what you do half the time with your videos. Here's the thing. I don't trash people with the intent of just hating on them anymore. I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned that while it does work to get views, it's not, first off, who I am. And secondly, it's not built for long-term success anyways, because people don't like that kind of personality. It doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, yeah, you'll get the views, but you'll fizzle out on subscribers. You'll get a few. You'll get the people that just love drinking haterade all day. But outside of that, you'll just stagnate and plateau. If you want to be critical of other channels, if you want to be critical of companies, other people, the best approach is to, instead of outright attack for the sake of attacking, come into the video with a plan to help whatever or whoever you're talking about. And make sure that's the underlying point that you're trying to get across to the end user. That you're not a hateful person. That you're not someone that's just ragging on people for the sake of ragging on people and getting attention. Because that is just, it doesn't work for the long run. If you go into a video with the plan of what I have a problem with, here's how I would go about fixing it, and here's how this person could change their image in the community. Here's how this company could change how they're perceived by consumers. Like, there's a completely different mentality that the viewer would have watching you. So just some advice that I've learned along the way that makes a gigantic difference when you move forward with your videos. If you approach it with the, I care, I'm a good person, I don't want to be looked at in the community as an asshole, even though I'm sure plenty of people still look at me that way, because they look at my thumbnails, they think I'm clickbait, they think based off of what other people feel about me, They form their opinions without interacting with me, without having a conversation, without watching my videos. And for those people, I can't help them. And if you're an up-and-coming YouTuber, you're going to run into the same damn thing. So if there's anything that you take from this, when it comes to creating videos, go into it with the mentality of how can I help this person? It doesn't hurt to be entertaining. It doesn't hurt to take chances. And yeah, you're going to make a lot of missteps. You're going to say things that you're going to potentially regret. You're going to go too far sometimes, and that's only natural. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to just turn on a YouTube video and turn on the camera and edit it and be like, oh my God, that is a perfect video, right? It doesn't happen. People love YouTube for who you are, with all the errors and mistakes that come along with it. And that's the audience that you'll want. I feel like, unfortunately, back on what YouTube has been doing for a very long time, dealing with this whole harassment and bullying situation and how people are worried that YouTube is letting people just go out of control and be rude. It's because it works for the views. And if YouTube isn't going to do anything about it, it's going to keep happening. So if you're a creator and you're dealing with people who are harassing you, attacking you, straight up bullying you, if you want to say it that way, just know that they're just desperately trying to get attention. Don't give it to them. Let them work for it. Let them find out what it takes on their own to actually garner an audience, to get people that care about what they have to say, to get people to believe in the direction they want to move. Straight up hating on people, it just doesn't work. It's been proven time and time again. If it were, there'd be some large channels out there that all they did was hate on people all day long. And I'm sure, yeah, people will look at that and be like, oh, there's this one and this one. Yes, there are exceptions to every rule. But by and large, if you want to ensure the highest chance of success on the YouTube platform, take chances, but make sure that they're calculated risks. I know I've made a few mistakes in the past. I've spoken about it before too. My first video talking about Pat the NES Punk and his Diablo Immortal, I was a little bit over the top. I kind of was an asshole. I mean, I look back and I watch that video and I'm like, yeah, you know, I could have maybe minced a few words on that and come at it with more of a, here's why I have an issue with it, instead of he's a dick, he's an asshole, he's an awful person. Regardless of if that's true or not, isn't the point. The point is, how do we make people better? How do we voice our opinions without just straight out attacking people? Because the audience cares about that. The audience, for the most part, probably cares about the other person. And while they're interested in your critiques on them, ultimately, they want to hear something that's calculated. They want to make sure that you aren't just attacking the person for the sake of attacking them. And I learned from that experience to move forward with videos talking about Pat the NES Punk in the future, where I'm like, here's what he's doing wrong. Here's what I feel like he could do better. And yeah, that's kind of breaking it down a little bit too simplified, but my point being, I learned from the initial take on how over the top I was with it. I honestly was so small at the time that I didn't think he would even see the video. I didn't think it would go anywhere, because up to that point, I only got a couple videos that did anything. So when that one kind of blew up for the size my channel was, I think I was like, I don't even know, like 500 or 700 subscribers or something. And that video started getting like 15,000 views or something crazy like that. I was just like, oh man, I kind of wish I approached this differently, because I sound like a straight up asshole, and that is not who I am. Just be real with your audience. And that's one of the hardest things I've had to learn with doing YouTube, is being able to talk to a camera and still be me. When I first turned it on, I thought I had to be something different. I thought I had to be someone who's super entertaining and over the top and so incredibly different that everyone would just have to pay attention to me. And in reality, it's nothing like that at all. What it came down to was just being real with people, being honest and open about your feelings, not being over the top for the sake of being over the top, but just being straightforward and saying, here's what the issue is. Here's why this person came off like they did. Here's what I would have liked to see them do in the future. And I'd like to think somebody would have showed me this video when I was first starting YouTube. I'd already be where I am right now and save myself about 2.5 years of spinning around in circles trying to figure out which end is up, because that's all I was doing for the longest time. It took me getting a full-time job and basically giving up on YouTube to realize that I didn't need to be the person that I was. So for that, I'm very thankful. And I'm in a great place in my life right now. And I can't thank you guys enough who have stuck with me, that you've stuck with me. So thank you all. I'm going to leave the video right there. You stay smashing. Smash,